Good morning everyone, welcome back to your beloved Atomic Chess Speedrun, a variant available on chess.com that isn't very much for cowards, and without any further ado, let's get into today's content. First game we get a 1600 rapid from India. A lot of Indians are playing chess these days thanks to an 18-year-old becoming world champion. d4. So against d4 I usually play d5, but these days when I think about it, d5 seems like more of a response to d4 than an aggressive attacking move, which is totally against the spirit of the variant. e6 should be a lot more aggressive. Opening up the queen, opening up the bishop, and also allowing d5, which makes everything completely crazy. d5. Okay, so I believe that should be a wrong move, but even then I still don't know what to do here. Bishop c5. Threatening bishop takes f2, exploding the king. He defends it. Queen h4. Threatening to capture on f2 again, but the real purpose is to get my queen active quickly so my opponent will find it difficult for him to develop his own queen. g3. Queen e4. Okay, I messed up somewhere. Definitely could have won the game a lot sooner than this. But at least this is still a very pleasing position for me. Bishop d3. That blunders a king. Queen g2. Double threat at his king. And you know what, if he plays f4 here, I may decide to explode 4 of his pieces and continue to play on. King d2 instead. Sadly I have no other choice. Kaboom. That was quick. Second game, let's go. Second game we get a more experienced player from China. Knight f3. f6 is kinda forced. e3. Okay, that is very problematic. Now I know that this guy knows what he is doing, because in case you haven't noticed in my previous videos, I rarely ever push e4 as it weakens this diagonal toward the king. e6. And just as I started to worry about him, he blundered a horsey. Doesn't prove anything though. Maybe this is a real opening theory. Queen h5 check. g6 is forced. Queen e4, there is queen f6 forcing a queen trade, so maybe he wants queen b5 sacrificing his queen for 3 pieces and a pawn, which should pretty much force me to do the same, and then we have an endgame with me up a piece but my opponent has one more pawn. Or he can just blunder his queen instead. I guess that also works. Bishop b5. c6. Bishop a4, queen f6, f3, b5, bishop e3, and I explode my queen for 4 pieces. He saw it. Knight f6. Bishop takes e6, trades a minor piece and also wins him a pawn. He didn't fall for it. Knight d5. Kaboom. I'll develop my queen. At worst I'll explode it for 2 pieces. b4. Queen e5. Should have just made the explosion. I may be going to regret this. Knight a3. While I understand he wants to move his knight away from the explosion, I would argue knight c3 would have been a much better choice. b5 trapping the knight. c4. Queen b2. Okay, I'm wasting too many moves on this woman. This is like 100 rated chess. I'm gonna make the trade real fast and then we play the endgame. Never mind. Queen takes d2. Kaboom. Third game, let's go. Third game we get a new account created 20 days ago from South Korea. It is Asian Day today. Knight f3. I'll play the opening that the last guy played, and hopefully get a better result than he did. f6. e3. Knight h6. Okay, I think that should be losing. To knight g5. I don't know though, the logic was if he takes my knight his knight also explodes. Knight g4. And I think I blundered my queen. Okay, fine. I mean, it's fine, it's not like I'm gonna get destroyed just because I'm down at queen. And the truth is, when I revisited the position after the game, I actually didn't blunder anything here, because after f4 knight f2 queen f3 knight e4 d3 knight d2 bishop e2, he actually cannot take my queen because that allows knight f2 smothering both his royal couple. I lost the queen for no reason there. Knight c6. Bishop b5. It's alright, material values don't mean much in atomic chess as each piece can only capture once. I just have to be more careful and not let his queen infiltrate my territory. a6. Knight c3. Kaboom. That blunders a queen. Knight d5. e6. Knight e7 looks very fancy, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't do anything. Kaboom. Bishop b4. c3. He wins back a pawn, but loses a bishop. Castle. b3. Rook a8. Bishop a3. Maybe this is just a draw, unless he can trade his rook with my bishop. Not even close. Castle. Gotten a bit closer. Rook c1. Now he has to move his rook back to prevent me from infiltrating. Or not. g6. Ha! I win. Rook f5. f4. Rook h5. This is just merely buying time. e5. Rook to c8. Check. King f7. Rook f8. Checkmate in 1. I should have pushed f5 to make it a real checkmate in 1 like in normal chess. My hands were once again faster than my brain in this game. Resignation. That was a close call. Had my opponent calmed down a bit and stopped playing so aggressively, that would have been just a dead draw, as even if I can sacrifice my bishop for a pawn, one pawn becoming queen will still not be enough for a checkmate in atomic chess. But anyway. Atomic chess speedrun today. 300% win rate.